All right, Patreon, what's going on? Daytona and I here. We wanted to talk a little bit behind the scenes with each of you specifically about bringing these new brands and sponsors onto the page, essentially. So, Opera and Coffee was the first, Clinical Behavior Analysis was the second, Link ABA, and some other folks that are personally affiliated, but with brands such as Megan Miller, Shannon Crozier, and such, are starting to sign up for Patreon, which is awesome. It's really a way that we're going to make this extremely strong. I've always had a plan on if certain things happen and certain growth rates are seen, how we'll start to grow the brand more. Things are starting to come together. We've got Daytona's help, posters going, things like that. And these sort of things help a ton, but they always have a risk, essentially, right, of influencing the channel in different ways.
Right.
Or maybe not like highlighting the exact story that's always going on. So I wanted to just talk about that a little bit, but also make sure that I'm just asking for you all to keep me in check when it comes to the ways in which this channel keeps growing.
Keep our science pure.
Yep, want to keep the science pure. So I don't know if you have any ideas on like what might get potentially messed up, or you know.
Right.
Really, when it comes to branding, like if I feel like somebody isn't, there's two things. Either you drop a brand in really quickly for 20 or 30 seconds and it just totally kills the like storyline or the vibe.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be meaningful to that brand either.
Yeah, and that's not the goal whatsoever. And I make sure I try to hit that up from.
The good thing I think about in our field is the sponsors that we are going to have are related to our field.
Yeah.
You know, we're not sponsoring a toilet brush.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there are companies that are doing behavior analysis and in the applied field a lot of times, right?
Yeah.
Or they're related in another way, like dissemination, like with Best Coffee.
Yeah.
So I think that it's cool that the brands that we are taking on, they are related to behavior analysis. So they won't take away from the message, I don't think.
No. And I don't think it's been that way yet. At least I haven't heard. If you guys feel like any of them were exceptional,
chime
or
in
one way exceptional, or just totally off the mark, and you don't feel like it's as genuine, let me know. It's this balance that I need to find personally, but allows a lot more resources to be dumped into this. At the end of the day, when you're spending like 60, 70 hours a week on something, it takes a lot of coordination, right?
Absolutely.
And resources, not just in time or money and such. It just takes a lot of support as well from the folks like those brands and you all to really pull this off. So data is showing that we're going to be expanding a lot more in the next 2 to 3 months in these sort of ways. So this is more like you guys are the OG 50 people or so that are backing this. Let me know what you think so far, and if there's any ideas, questions, concerns. One thing I'm going to be working on doing is setting up an kind of an anonymous system to where people can report in and just say, hey, I wasn't really a fan of this. And then I'm also going to set up for the brands a way to be able to maybe like quarterly check in with each other and just see how we're doing, to where we have a pretty comprehensive understanding of who's involved from all angles.
Right. And I think the data is super important with us too, right? So like the data on how our influence is helping them and kind of vice versa.
Yep.
So we want to make sure that everybody's getting their value and whatnot.
Yep. So I've been to talk with a couple folks up front of like really want to put some time into that. We have put some time into that, and I share those sort of results back with folks, but we're going to be doing more on that front as well. And these sort of things help make that happen. It's kind of like you can build both of them up at the same time. More resources, you can spend some more time doing what you want to do, whether that's editing, working with these brands, dissemination, whatever it is. So
cool.
I think that's it. Catch you all later. It's your Patreon. We still don't have a sign-off version of the Daily BA.
Patreon what?
Patreon what?